Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope y'all had a good, productive Monday out there. I'm off to a good start for the week. I kind of woke up determined today to be productive, and yeah, I've just been plugging away at it all day long. Got some errands done this morning. Got a little bit of work done throughout the day, and it's about video time now. Want to share with you today 3 daily raw food diet habits that I recommend. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you are not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button and come back and check out some more of my content. I got lots and lots of videos, lots of playlists too. You can always go check out some of the playlists by searching the channel. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of start the week off, do a little basic video. This is more of if the advanced people, you might not be all that interested in this one because this is kind of a basic beginner video, but it still works for me. I've stayed pretty basic and beginner since the beginning. I'm not real fancy with this lifestyle. And also too, I'm kind of like, I do my lifestyle like I do it, and I don't really have a lot of, like, I feel bad sometimes when people are saying, well, I don't do this or I don't do that, what do you think? I'm like, I don't really know. I kind of know my experience. Like I say, this started out as a journey for me to, not to try to heal my body so much as to try to prevent things that could possibly go wrong in the future after living let's just say a very kind of questionable existence for about 48 years. So I've just kind of kept it simple all along and kept it basic. I've not tried to get into too much of the complicated stuff or too much of the woo-woo or too much of the precise and extreme thing. But yeah, this works for me, still works for me now, but it's a very good, I will say though, I do think it's very good basic and beginner's advice for people that are getting started, because if you were to get these things in, if you were to do these things every day, even if you slip up, even if you do things, even if you eat things you don't want to, even if whatever you do during the day, unless you're just like, going nuts, and eating something just, going like through the drive-through and getting a 6-piece chicken box or something, you're going to be pretty good. You're going to be pretty good. And these are some healthy habits. And shoot, anybody should add some of these into their life. But number one is hydration. I know I talk about it, but that's just kind of one of those messages I want to just kind of keep pounding and pounding and pounding and pounding until maybe even just that one person says, well, what's he blathering on about? And they try it. Staying hydrated will change your life. It'll change how your body feels. It will just change how you absorb your nutrition, because it kind of sets the tone for the day with me. And I'm a big fan, and you've probably heard me talk about this before. I'm not Mr. Hydrate. When I talk about hydration, I'm not one of these, although that's okay. Everybody has a different lifestyle. Everybody has a different way of doing things. I'm just saying, for me, I'm not into this drinking all day, being aware that I need to stay hydrated and constantly having something around, that I can drink. So I like to do my hydration in the morning. And when I'm hydrating, like I especially during the summer with the watermelon juice, I'll hydrate probably beginning around 7:30ish or so in the morning, and I'll linger over my watermelon juice for, sometimes 30, 40 minutes while I'm doing other things. But I'll generally, what I drink in the morning, I don't drink anymore throughout the day, other than just using water, whether if I'm making smoothies or whatever. But other than that, I'm not sitting around drinking water. Now at night, for some reason, when I'm in bed, I don't drink a lot, but I do keep a little bit of water next to my bed just for, just basically kind of to wet my mouth during the night. But yeah, pretty much start out with that hydration. One thing the hydration's going to do is it makes you feel like you're full. It gives you a satiated feel to you. I think a lot of times when people think, oh, I'm hungry, I need something to eat, they haven't drank enough. And you've kind of got to do your own research. People are skeptical. Well, you don't need to drink this much. Oh, you do need to drink this much or whatever, but you can find your happy place. But last summer is what did it for me. I was drinking probably around, I probably don't take a gallon in. I pretty get about 3/4 of a gallon of juice in a day, or that equivalent. And it just, like, when I did it day after day after day after day all through the summer, I just felt this cumulative effect. Yeah. It helps with your digestion. It's going to help your digestion immensely. I promise you that. Energy all the time. These little headaches that people tend to get, I tend to notice I don't get those like I used to by staying hydrated. So just a ton of different reasons for staying hydrated, which takes me into my second habit that I recommend, which is green smoothies. However you do them, I'm not going to say, okay, take this many bananas or whatever, but one big green smoothie a day just gets a lot of nutrition in your body, and it covers a lot of your calories, a lot of the volume of food that you're going to be taking in. Almost, they've kind of morphed throughout the years, but I'd say for the last 4 years or so, I've had it. Well, no, I've even going back then, but I've kind of gotten my formula down for smoothies. Not the exact same every time, but roughly. I like I like lots of bananas. I like a green, like a kale or a spinach, or if I'm somewhere else, I'd probably rotate like 3 or 4 different greens. I even used to do arugula with that. So a lot of bananas, my greens. I usually put a scoop of spirulina in there, but that's just for me. I've just been taking spirulina since for a long time. I like the stuff. It's got a little bit of extra protein in it. It's good for detoxing the body, just kind of pulling out things in the body. And I just like it. I really, honestly, I like the taste of spirulina. And then a lot of times I will mix something in, like just a little bit of chia seeds or hemp seeds or pumpkin seeds for a little bit of the good, omega-3 fats. But that sticks with you. Let me tell you something. I need to get my calories in during the day, or my weight tends to drop. If I just wasn't paying attention, or if I just didn't have time to eat or whatever, I could drink my watermelon juice. I could have my big smoothie, and I could easily cruise into 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon without even thinking about it. In other words, I have to remember, like, okay, you need to eat, after I've had that smoothie. But I'm so satiated from the hydration I've gotten first thing in the morning, and then usually that big green smoothie. Sometimes if I don't have mangoes right now, I need to go down to Pensacola and get mangoes. If I have a lot of fresh fruit around the house, like especially when I was in Costa Rica, but if I have regular mangoes here, or if you have pineapple or papaya or whatever, a lot of times I would go from my hydration to eating like a mono meal of a high water content fruit. But neither how, I'm kind of getting off the subject there. But that green smoothie, a base of the day. I mean, I know my green smoothies are probably at least 1,000 calories, sometimes more. So that's a big bang for the day, and a lot of times it's probably 1,200 calories. So I've got a good bit of calories in, nutrition. That's where I'm getting my greens in, because I try to stuff as many. I still don't get enough when it comes to greens. I would be the first to admit that, but I just cram greens in there, and I cram them, I blend it up, and I cram some more in there. So that will keep you going throughout the day. And for people that are always like so fidgety, oh, well, I have a problem here, I have a problem there. I'm like, are you doing these things that I'm recommending? But I mean, not saying I'm an expert, but if you're watching me, you're asking me, are you doing these things first? Because like I say, if you're filling up on the good stuff, there's not a whole lot of time where you can be, oh God, I got a craving for this, I got a craving for that. I've had a few people that are the exception to this, but if you're satiated, you can't really crave anything. I've never craved anything in my life when I'm not hungry, when I'm satisfied, and when I'm satiated. It just doesn't happen. So you can crowd out the bad stuff with good stuff. It's a very simple caveman-like method. It's not complicated. And the third habit I recommend is nice cream. Nice cream. That's another good one, just like crowding out the bad stuff was good. Now, as I'm saying this, I'm not saying you need to make your whole diet about that. I'm not saying, lots of times in there, these are just the little things that I tend to have a little bit of every day, or nice cream. Sometimes I always have a big green smoothie. Sometimes I have big huge amount of ice cream. It just depends on what I've eaten throughout the day. Now, I would recommend being a little bit more balanced than that, but you can always fall back on that. Those green smoothies, that nice cream, that's getting in a lot of calories at one time. And I go through periods with that. I mean, you know, sometimes like I say, I don't want to recommend living on nice cream, although there's worse things to live on. I mean, you know, just to play devil's advocate, think about how you lived maybe before you came to this lifestyle. Even if you were just living on banana and ice cream, you're probably better off than when I was going through the drive-through and eating, you know, garbage that I did. But no, in all seriousness, it's just a nice, and it tastes good. It's a nice little treat. When I say have, you know, it should be it's a good daily habit that I recommend. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a meal or that big. I'm just saying, you know, it's a nice little treat or whatever. Maybe after dinner, maybe after you've had dinner and, you know, you've waited a couple hours for everything else to digest, you have a little nice cream, or maybe you have nice cream mid-afternoon, depending on how you eat. Point I'm getting at there is that's something that's clean, very simple, that might keep you from sitting around in the evening like everybody talks about. They sit around in the evening scarfing down nuts or eating this on the couch or watching Netflix and wanting to eat this or that. Well, have that nice cream. That's a better alternative. And just think about it. Just think about how that would fit into your life if you were fully hydrated every day, if you had a green smoothie every day, and if you had some ice cream every day. You know, and there'll be somebody, I know some of you out there don't care for bananas, and you got to figure it out. I'm so banana centered. I've been eating bananas now for the last 7 years. I don't even really know how to tell you how to do certain things without bananas. Although I will say the green smoothies, it's perfectly fine. In fact, like sometimes the higher water content fruits actually mix a little bit better in the green smoothie. The green smoothie is just a thing of bulk for me, so I've always made my green smoothies with bananas. But like I say, those are very childlike, simplistic recommendations right there. And you might be going, oh God, that's you know, too simple. But do it. Do it. Get you through your day. Once again, I'll repeat again. I like to repeat myself a lot. Crowd out the bad stuff with the good stuff. And I'll guarantee you, if you do these things throughout the day, there's only so much other time, space, calories, whatever left for you to really get in trouble with anything you're doing. So anyhow, just another one of those little recommendations. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.